The originator, the very first NBA player to sign with a Chinese footwear brand, is not a household name. He was not as popular as Dwyane Wade. In fact, he was already an NBA player long before Dwyane Wade became one. It's also not Stephon Marbury, who would establish his own sneaker brand in 2006, the Starbury. It's also neither Shaquille O'Neal or Baron Davis, but both would become endorsers for Li Ning. So who are we talking about? It's none other than Damon Jones. If you don't know the man, stick around and let's talk. Welcome back, this is Fresh Bear. Smash the thumbs up and share this video to your friends. Follow me on Instagram, and if you're new here, subscribe to my channel for updates. That said, let's dive in. His journey to becoming the face of Li Ning was rather uncelebrated at the time. In 1997, Damon Jones declared for the NBA draft, but ended up being undrafted, meaning no NBA team wanted him at that time. But in 1998, he would join the New Jersey Nets, eventually jumping from one team to another throughout 11 NBA seasons, where he averaged 6.6 points, 1.6 rebounds, and 2.7 assists for 657 games. On April 15, 2009, Damon played his last NBA game where he suited up for the Milwaukee Bucks in a loss to the home team Indiana Pacers. But back in 2006, almost 3 years before the final whistle in his NBA career, things were on a high note. With the way his NBA career began, Damon Jones probably didn't see it coming. But fortune probably favors the brave, so Damon ditched his Nikes and began to wear Li Ning shoes. The very first photo of which he did was back in November 18, 2005. Then on January 9, 2006, about 18 years ago, and with the help of his agent Mark Termini, Damon signed a 2-year, 6-figure contract with Li Ning between $200,000 to $300,000, becoming the first NBA player to ever do so. This was a major turning point, as this would encourage Shaquille O'Neal to also sign a 5-year contract with Li Ning 7 months later. At the time, Damon was a Cleveland Cavalier, where he played alongside LeBron James. Many saw Damon signing with Li Ning as the brand's way of gaining market exposure by doing a piggyback on LeBron's popularity, which made sense because LeBron was very famous in China and his games would be televised there. But Damon would also make a name for himself in the eyes of his Chinese fans. In fact, wearing Li Ning shoes, it was Damon who nailed a wide-open corner dagger to seal the Cavaliers' very first playoff series win in 13 years against the Washington Wizards back in May 2006. It came in at the right time, as Damon himself was just coming off from his new Li Ning contract. Perhaps the most notable Li Ning shoe that Damon wore was the Li Ning Flying Armor. It was the brand's very first basketball shoes, which was also a China exclusive. Damon wore the shoe for the most part of the 2005-2006 NBA season, and he had multiple colorways at his disposal. Damon also wore the very first Li Ning Yushuai. The shoe does seem to have some resemblance to the Nike Air Zoom Generation 1, LeBron James' first signature shoe, which first dropped in 2003. Coincidence? Let me know. And then there was this Li Ning shoe, the name of which I am unable to identify, but it also does seem to resemble the Nike LeBron 2, which first came out almost 2 years earlier. Again, coincidence? Let me know. There was also this Li Ning shoe, the name of which also escapes my memory, that kind of looked like the End One Rise, which debuted in 2004. Both shoes had that distinctive plastic panels shaped like fangs. Coincidence again? Let me know. Although it was a turning point for both Damon's career and Li Ning, his run with the brand would not last long. By October 2007, Damon would be seen wearing Nike shoes again during NBA games. Damon's foray into Li Ning, however, would eventually pave the way for more NBA player signings, not only with Li Ning but also with other Chinese brands. And the rest, as they say, is history. In the meantime, let me know what you think about Damon Jones being the first NBA player to have a shoe deal with a Chinese sneaker brand. Post your thoughts in the comments section, smash the thumbs up button, share this video to your friends, follow me on Instagram, and if you're new here, subscribe to my channel for updates. This is Fresh Bear, thanks for watching, peace and love to the fellow underdogs.